In math, we often do things that are opposites, right? Opposite of squaring is square rooting. Right? When I ask you what two numbers multiply to give you 10, what same number multiplied by itself to give you 10, you no longer guess and check on your calculator over and over and over again until you find the right answer. What do? You do square root sign to both sides and then find out what x is. Because that'll give you it exactly, and that's quicker than guessing and checking. The same thing happens with tangent. Here we have a question. Angle M is your 90 degrees, and we want to find the measure of angle K. So we could say that tan of K is equal to opposite side of K is 9, adjacent side is 13, because tan is always opposite over the adjacent. That's its definition. And what we've been doing up till now is, like, we get the decimal and then we've been guessing and checking to find out which one's right. Well, if we do the same similar thing to what we do with square roots, as long as we do the opposite action, we could get rid of the tan on this side. Now, opposite actions, there's a word for that in mathematics. It's called an inverse. The inverse of squaring is square rooting. The fancy word for the inverse of tan is tan inverse. Ooh. They really got creative there, didn't they? So the inverse for tan, its fancy word, is tan inverse. And the way they write it is tan with a little -1 as an exponent. That means tan inverse. So if I do tan inverse on one side of an equation, I do tan inverse on the other side, well, it cancels out the tan, and I'll be left with just a k on this side, and on the other side, I'll have tan inverse of 9 over 13. So we go to our calculator, and the way a calculator is usually set up is that inverses and the regular action are together. You see how your square root button is right above your x squared button? It's because they're inverses of each other. So the inverse of tan is right above the tan button, and the way that you get to it is you push the second button, and tan, it says tan inverse. Now if we do 9 divided by 13, 34.7 to the nearest tenth will be angle K. And I can label it here as 34.7, which is way better than the guessing and checking that we had done before. If we wanted to find angle N, you could find it the same way. We know that tan of N, the opposite side is 13, the adjacent side is 9. If you would do tan inverse on both sides, type that into our calculator. Tan inverse 13 divided by 9. $55.3. That is one way that you could find angle N. What's another way we could have found angle N to be 55.3? Take away 90, then take away the 34.7, because they have to add up to 180. So if you had 180, and you took away 90, and then you took 34.7 away, you get 55.3 degrees again. So that would be another way.